Muffin Top, Sunday chat. What's up, everybody? Muffin Top's not feeling 100% today, but we are going to roll it. Roll it. We're going to start with the intro.
Faith in the sunrise and sunset skies, family ties that never compromise. With tools in hand and steel that shines, we'll hold the fort through troubled times. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. With trust and open hearts, and these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. All trust and open hearts, in these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need.
All right. I don't know what's up with that. How y'all doing? Beandog and KP Heathen, what's up? Randy Butternubs with the hey. How are you sexy fools doing this evening? Muffin Top is unboxing some fresh mags, getting some battle belts set up. I was going to hit up the treadmill tonight, but quite frankly, I feel kind of like shit. And the kid's been passing around some sickness and stuff, and I think me and Mama Bear caught it. So we're pretty low energy tonight. I'm sorry, everybody, but it is what it is. I kind of didn't want to do anything. I was just going to go to sleep or, do something else. But I figured, well, let's get these battle belts set up, get some mags loaded for weight. And that would be better than nothing. So nobody really hopped in the back chat to chill. What's up, Prepared Citizens? You want a link, brother? Can't remember if we did it through Discord or if we did it through the email. But yeah, if you guys need some medical stuff, Jay at Prepared Citizens. Let me drop your channel here. He's really good. I ordered my IFAC from him. Lawfully's been ordering freaking Schlishmans from him like they're going out of style, and I'm going to get my first couple radio setups through Jay. He's a pretty freaking good dude, man. If you can help out a small business and a brother, he's up same time Muffin Top is every morning, snagging coffee, same as me. So he's got my support, and I think he's a good dude. So here's his website. I'm going to drop it here. Oops. Start the Muffin mini game. Maccabeus, what's up, my dude? I just sent you a link to the chat if you're interested. If not, I get you. Get you. I think we're going to be doing the... oh, that's not what I wanted. Whoops. Hold on. I'm getting my screen set up. There we go. Going to finish up, go through the chat with Jizza Rizza's EMP series. Sassy7, what's up, Jay? I dropped your website in. Anonymous, what's up? Fiendog, I think I sent you an invite too. Let me know if you want in or not. Joe Morgan, what's up? Yeah, you're a good dude, man. Definitely think freaking Jay, dude. He's a good dude. Check out his stuff. He's about ready to get. Sounds like you're getting your range set up for your courses. Is that right, Jay? From what I understand from your last coffee chat, or you just started working on it or something or the other? Can't remember. I've been doing a lot of shit this weekend. I am remodeling a bunch of shit to get ready to move my heating and air down and downstairs and expand my bathroom. So we're doing a full bathroom remodel, gut all the way down to the studs. Freaking
Muffin top.
What's up, Mac? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, brother. Good to hear from you.
Loading mag.
Hey, we got Pat Riot up to 50 just about 10 minutes ago.
Hell yeah, man. Pat deserves it. He's a good dude. He's actually got some stuff coming for the Muffin Top channel, but I can't tell you all yet because it's a sick collab we're doing. It's going to be pretty bitchin'. Pat's got some interesting things he's doing. So, how's things going for you? Your freaking catfish sandwich in the morning was making me hungry, bro.
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm
kind of relaxing today.
Same.
Hoping my back and everything works well tomorrow because it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow.
Yeah, we're taking the boy to the park here. We're supposed to get some snow and ice here. It's supposed to get frozen. It's supposed to rain Thursday and then turn into snow. We're supposed to have a bunch of snow coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm going to go buy ramps this time because my helper has been working split shift at the moment. And I was using him to help haul the snowblower in and out of the truck, and then I'd give him the shovel and I would run the snowblower. Because I do 6 properties for snow blowing and grass cutting, and I think I might be getting a graveyard to mow. So my small business is snow removal and landscaping.
That's
and
cool.
It's mostly just me and family and another guy helping me out, and our schedules aren't lining up real good, so I need to go get some ramps so I can do the snow blowing by myself.
Hey, let me drop out for just a second. I'm going to go to YouTube and share your live to my community page, and I'll be right back.
Shit, man, thanks. No problem there.
Yes, sir.
You should be able to roll in. I don't know if I have to let you back in, but if so, that's not a big deal. Just loading mags over here. I tell you what, guys, if you haven't messed with it yet, the Uplula mag loaders really save your thumbs. I love those things. Check the chat. What's up, Sassy7? How you doing?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
What's up?
I figured out how to have YouTube open and I can read the chat now.
Hell yeah, even better.
Last time I tried this, it dropped me out of your panel and I had to come back. So I just figured I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure why it would do that. But, of course, it's kind of hard telling from your guys' side, you know. I'm chilling at the desktop. I was going to hop on the treadmill, but I feel like shit. Got my meal prepped. I'm doing black beans, corn, chicken, one little chicken tender, 100 calories. I'm trying to cut my protein down a little bit. I think I got my last week I didn't work out too terribly hard. I just did like some calisthenics, just some like push-ups and squats, body weight squats, and then walking on the treadmill a little bit, making sure that I wasn't at too big of a calorie deficit that it was going to hurt me. And doing dumbbells, I pulled my shoulder a little bit, so I gave that a couple days, and then now I'm back on the pony. But I think I got my calorie deficit in full effect, where I'm not going to hurt myself whilst working out and things. So I did a test run of that for about the last week, and I think we're good to go. Usually 2 to 3 windstorms like that a year. 50, 60 degrees warmer than usual. Yeah, it's going to warm up to like 50s here the next 2 days and then get shitty again.
Yeah, we got rain coming in Thursday night. I think it is Thursday night and Friday morning.
Yeah. Yeah, so on top of all that snow, it's going to be on top of all that ice. It's going to freeze. It's going to be great.
Yeah, most of our snow's melted, but we need the moisture. I need the water. I'm starting to run into I'm not critical on the water, but I'm running low on my water supply.
Yeah, you'd like to have more than what you got?
Yeah.
Heard that 100, bro. Yep, I tell you what, guys, I was going to do a bunch of videos this weekend, but I'm remodeling my storage room. I'm moving my furnace downstairs, and I built a big-ass pantry and pedestals for my washer and dryer, and moving my washer and dryer and the electrical and the vent lines and shit. I'm just kind of beat on top of being sick, so But we're here. That's okay. I'm starting to feel like shit. If I get strep throat from my son, I swear to God, I'm going to be so pissed. Because I hate
How you
that
doing, Lady
test.
Smith?
What's up, Coop? DB Cooper, how you doing? Sophia B. Yeah,
Sophia.
Yeah. Sophia's good shit. Sophia's sick too. She knows what I'm talking about. That shit's going around. Kids are like redonkulous getting sick wise. Well, we got 23 watching. We got 19 on the YouTubes, and we got 4 on the Rumbles. I appreciate y'all. I like Rumble because it's the free speech platform. And if you so care to do so, you can also drop a super chat on Rumble. But because I'm a tiny channel, yet to hit 1,000. Working on it. We're working on it. The last couple weeks when I was putting out videos every week seemed to work a little bit better, but it didn't work out with my schedule this weekend, guys. Sorry. I got a few shorts I'm going to release. Also, check me out on Instagram. I started an Instagram. Pretty much what I'm going to do is my videos are going to go to Instagram first. So I'm going to do shorts on YouTube, and then Instagram is going to get the videos. And then I'm going to basically copy it from Instagram and drop it on YouTube, guys. So,
How you doing, Demo Man Don?
yeah, Demo Man Don's good shit. But I got to tell you what, I am super duper proud of my Discord community. You guys were prepping hardcore awesome today, guys. You were running food storage. One guy put up 200 pounds of rice. Amen, brother. That is what I'm preaching. Y'all are getting good deals on the clearance. That way you stretch your dollar further so you can get even more preps to stack. Y'all are food prepping, man. You guys are making big batches of chili, stuff like that. Good freaking job, guys. You guys are right on what I'm trying to get done over here, and I appreciate the hell out of all y'all. So as soon as I figure out how to drop my Instagram to you guys, which I don't know how to do on account of being retarded. This is the first time I've ever messed with Instagram, but Red Dawn told me to get in on it, so I shall. Damn, how do I do that? I think I put it on my YouTube. Let me know how you guys are doing. Drop in the comments, guys. If you haven't put it in the Discord or you don't know about the Discord, let me know. I'll drop in the Discord link. But let me know what you did this weekend to prep, and we'll go through and read those real quick while I'm trying to figure this out. And I will drop in. What'd you do this weekend, Mac? You're on water. You're looking for water right now.
Well, I'm just chilling on the water.
Yeah.
I have to be real careful how I use it for a while till we get some more rains and stuff in. But I honestly haven't done a whole lot. My shit's still messed up my back with my rib, and I have good days and bad days.
Right.
And
I didn't say it.
I'm gonna do the doctor I think's full of shit, and I'm gonna start doing some other stuff that I think is gonna help me get back to where I can be mobile every day instead of in this pain.
Right. Yeah, I tell you what, man, I have been hurting. I've been putting arthritis cream on my hip, and my knees and my back are freaking smoking me right now, bro. Are freaking smoking me. Here, guys, I forgot to update my YouTube channel, but here's my Instagram. See how that's going. I'll do that right now.
Been doing a lot of thinking about some things. This is kind of prep related, but the situation we're in this country, I think some awesome things are going on with the border. From what I'm hearing, there's 82nd Airborne, 10th Mountain Division, Special Forces. That's all on top of the 4,500 National Guard that was sent down there. And today, they said they're sending a bunch of Marines down there, and they're going to seal that border up, which means that these fucking people that are moving back and forth across there doing stuff are going to have a harder time getting back across the border. And if you look at the cartels and Tren de Agua and all them, how they operate and do things, be very aware and alert people, because kidnappings and shit like that, assassinations, taking people hostage in exchange for money, I think all that could become a thing over the next 2 years. I don't think for 1 minute any of these people are shitting their fucking pants. They're adjusting themselves to counter what's going on. They've been fighting authority. They've been fighting authority for generations. So, and I don't know that any of that's going to happen. I would just say be alert and be aware. especially if you have to have a new roof put on, and 15 Hispanics show up to do your roof, whatever company you hire, because that seems to be a thing. They could be up to some nefarious shit at the same time, and just be alert and be aware.
Yeah, I also seen where he wanted to fire 80,000 IRS agents and relocate their positions to border security. So increase of 80,000. I will let you guys know that this pressure that's being put on is going to, as well as making the cartel a terrorist organization, there will be some heavy pushback. And I think a lot of states are eyeballing the $1,000 deal where you call in after you verify. There's already a hotline number for an illegal is working. Like around here, a lot of the slaughterhouses and like hospitality and cleaning companies, they use a lot of them. So like if you go to a hotel, like all the gals that are like doing the laundry and making the beds and cleaning the hallways and stuff, they're all illegal around here in Nebraska. And quite frankly, it's I know the big chain that runs it because I used to do a lot of HVAC work for them at the company I hurt my back at, and they are just doing it to save even more money. And if you know companies like that, construction around here, same thing. I mean, when you need people to work and they're dirt cheap, it helps you cut your bottom line. And I understand it completely. I don't agree with it myself, but well, I mean, what can you do? When this stuff starts popping off, you will have increased violence because they know the shithole country hellhole that they came from, and a lot of them are from prisons. Do you think they want to go back? If they're especially like a higher end prison, like maximum security-esque, like wherever country they're from, they're probably not going to be alive in Minecraft when they go back. If they know this dude raped 15 children, he's probably going to be unalive. If they know this guy murdered 3 people for funsies, he's probably going to be unalive. So he's going to fight tooth and nail to stay here in incognito as long as possible, right?
Yep.
So
Hutch just come into the chat.
What's that?
Hutch just came into the chat. How you doing,
Hutch?
Hutch?
You want to link my dude? Man, me and Hutch have problems linking up. I think Lurk Squad. Yeah. I think I think your chats are the nights I put the boy to bed, Hutch. So it's hard for me to link up with you, my dude. But we'll get there one of these days. That is what it is, man. It is what it is. Shit.
Well, the cartels and Agua, they have worked with Hezbollah and some of these terrorist organizations for decades, and I don't think a lot of them are going to go quietly. I really don't.
I don't think they will either. They know this is as good as it's going to get for them. Justin B's meal prepping. He's got some chicken tender and a tortilla, beans and tomatoes for moisture. Got a week's work for me and the wife done. Heck yeah, dude. I made the black bean rice bowls for my dinners this week. And then I got some roast to clean up from this weekend. So that's what Muffin Top's having all week for dinner. And spinach salad for lunch. And I'm doing some pickles with ranch powder and some for like my stack. And then after that, I'm going to cut I got some celery I got to use up. So if you guys cut celery and put it in your pickle juice, it'll kind of pickle overnight, and it's pretty good. As well as it's basically negative calories because it's celery, so it takes more for your body to process than it does to intake nutrients from it, and it helps with water. So whilst working out, it's a good little snack, and basically you get the electrolytes from the brine for the pickles. So all around a good healthy snack for you. You guys playing the muffin game? Lady Smith is in the house. What is up, Lady Smith? Colefoot's in the house. What's up, Colefoot? Drop my Fish Sticks. What's up, Fish? How you doing, man? Fish Sticks is a good dude. We gotta get on a chat one of these days, Fish. I got a whole bunch of people that want to do chats, but getting shit to link up sucks. We all got our own shit going on. Yes, and with that, the cultural differences. Yes, 100%. The fact that the America is a mixing pot, yes, but it's a mixing pot of cultures that can get along enough. When you start mixing Hatfields and McCoys and you mix, this, that, and the other gangs and things like that, our ideologies are so far different that you can't coexist. You go from a different habitat, You go from the rainforest to a polar, biome. It's not going to work out. You're not built for that area. You don't clash well with things like that. You don't have any symbiotic relationships. That's the problem. That's where the violence is going to come, which is bullshit. It sucks, but it's just nature, man. I mean, it's just when you get down to it, it's just earth science, basic 7th grade shit. And it's not being racist or anything, but when you mix strong ideology and cultures and morals that are like way opposite of each other, it'll never ever clash together.
Well, we used to do a better job of it when our immigration policy was you had to come in, learn American history, and assimilate into the culture. You could still maintain being German or Italian and all that, but you learned to speak the language, and you had to be able to assimilate into the American culture to survive. And we done away with that, where Americans are now expected just to assimilate to everybody else's culture. That's why we got Espanol on all of our boxes and shit.
Yeah, well, that's just one thing of it, but that is also how great empires and things like that fall. Like if you listen, I mean, the Age of Rome, the Fall of Rome, and then what was that book I listened to? It's like Silence of the Century or something like that. It's literally how every single culture is always fallen, and we are way on the downslope of that roller coaster. We are smoking ourselves right now, dude.
Yeah.
But Fiend Dog, let me know if you want to link, my dude. Justin B may hop in here. He is dealing with some kids. It'll be his debut on the Muffin Top channel. I thought I had him on here before, but now I feel like a dick. He was on Lawfully's. Also, if you guys follow Lawfully and Pat Riot, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let me pull them up. Because they are homies of the channel. But Lawfully Armed is good shit. Yes, he is. Why is this not working? Sometimes I hate the internet, guys. What you got eyeballing this week, Mac? You got anything on your list?
As far as projects to do this week?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm probably going to work on my sewing area. I got several sewing projects I need to get started.
Yeah, I've seen that. You're doing a good job. I like the seatbelt idea because that shit is some heavy duty material.
Oh yeah, that's good shit.
That's super good shit.
I've got
Bob.
Got a couple of pouches I got to get made for some people, and I need to start making some stuff so I can start generating an income and start selling some stuff. And I'm not looking to get some outrageous price for it.
Right.
But I think I can make something very durable if you're into the post-apocalyptic look and want to support a fellow American.
I love all that. $10,000%, my man.
Other than that, I'll probably cook a couple meals outside. I've got a bunch of roast, and I'm debating whether to put them in the freezer out at Granddad's or can them. And I was wanting to can them, but the water issue was part of the reason for kind of pulling away from that idea. So we're going to can them outside on a wood fire. They're chuck roast and arm roast off beef.
Heck yeah, that sounds delicioso, man. I love roast. That's so freaking delicioso. Yeah, I made a pretty bomb roast. I love roast so much. Lawfully looks like he's in the back. I'll let him in. What's up, Mr. Lawfully?
Hey, would you send me Lawfully's link in my email, please?
Yes, sir, I will. I just dropped him and Pat Riot's in. Yeah, Lawfully just started his channel. He forced me to do a Thursday chat last night, like a bastard. Or last Thursday, whatever I'm trying to say.
I've got everything functioning where I can run YouTube and Rumble kind of, and I don't want to start clicking on shit and have something get all fucked up.
Right. No, you're good.
I'm just on a phone, so it's just not.
Yeah.
Sometimes things don't work right, man. I don't know why.
Yeah, dude, I get it, man. That ain't no big deal. What's up, man?
What's up, Lawfully?
Man, my right ear hurts.
You got an ear infection, homie. You better go get some antibiotics. It ain't.
I think that's what.
Away.
And that what Sophia was battling was ear infection.
Shit,
I
that's
woke
how
up
it
this
could be.
morning. I think it's more like my middle ear because it's not like my ear doesn't really hurt, but like
Did you go
right
down the
there in
side of
my
your
neck,
face?
like under my ear.
Yep.
Yeah, like down the side of my
Yeah.
neck.
That's 100% sinus infection, bro. You fucked.
I know. It's my biannual.
Yes, sir. I'll send him email to Coot Boy here. See what he's got going on. But we're
Is
gonna
Hutch
go through
coming
some
up?
visit. No, I don't. He's just lurking. He said. Hutch is like, fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. It's all
I'd send
good.
him one anyway.
Oh yeah, I sure could. Hutch, my boy. Big Daddy Hutch. But yeah, we're just gonna
Yeah,
do a
might
couple
be.
of these. I'm not gonna go super late. I'm tired. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do Hondas tonight either. I feel like shit. We'll see how
Thank
it goes.
you.
What?
Sophia's comments.
Yeah.
She's giving me high
John
praise and
BDP says you're at 58 to 61 subs there, lawfully. Look at that. Pat Wright hit 50 today. Mac came in and broke the news.
that's awesome. Congratulations, Pat. I'm excited for your driving live streams.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had about a dozen people off the share I done go over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lawfully. I think you got really good gun tuber tips. Let me tell you what is absolutely fire. I got a video on. I got a short on it. Dude, that Velcro freaking hack is the shit. Especially for the S-Tac holster. Dude, that bitch is locked in tight. It ain't going nowhere. I am extremely happy with it.
What's locked in tight?
That Velcro deal.
Oh yeah, the Velcro
Run
one wrap
Velcro.
for your
Yeah,
mag
dude,
pouches
it
and stuff.
is so freaking great. I love it. I bought 12
I
foot of
know.
it. I'm changing out all my clips and shit to it right now. It is a little bit
Shout
time
out to
consuming.
Danny at S-Tac. He gave me the tip.
Dude, it's a hot
That's,
tip, bro.
that's right. I mean,
Hot
they're
freak.
just as happy to sell you their belt mounts and stuff, but that Velcro one wrap is where it's at.
Yeah, dude, especially you can just keep that like in a range bag or a couple. I mean, you can use Velcro wrap for all kinds of shit. I mean, sticks together, holding pipes, wood, whatever.
It takes a while to set it all up where you like it because you get it on there and then you put it on. You're like, shit, I got to scoop this forward half inch or scoop this back half inch. But like once you get it where you want it, like and get it cinched down tight, like it's there for keeps.
Yeah, I love it. So,
Just got to
Matt,
use
take
like
that into
needle nose pliers
consideration with
and
your gear.
Huh?
Velcro locks shit down tight on your belt and your chest rig. If you run like 3/4 or 1 inch Velcro.
So is that the preferred thing nowadays? Is the Velcro
I just
on
started it this
on
weekend.
gear? I
Yeah,
mean, like on gear with your pouches and stuff.
I just started it, and yeah, it's pretty bitchin', man.
I've got a lot of Velcro and stuff, but I've always not liked Velcro because of the noise factor. And I was just asking for my benefit of making stuff if Velcro was the preferred stuff amongst the community.
I like Velcro, like on flaps and stuff, just in case, just to have something.
Yeah.
But for noise, it snaps a little bit nicer. But this is like for your belt rig, so it has an inner belt rig, and then it Velcros to that. So
Mhm.
it doesn't ever, like, you just Cobra buckle it in front, so you don't ever have to mess with it after you have it set where you want it.
like you're still basket weaving, but instead of using Molly, you're using that Velcro one wrap, like the double sided, basically Velcro tape, if you will.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And because it'll stick back to itself, so you can weave that through your Molly, the both sides of the basket, if you will. You zigzag it the same as you would with Molly or with the plastic malice clips, but instead this Velcro because it's thinner and you can get it in 3/4 inch or like 1 inch. Either one will work on most of your pouches and stuff fine.
Yep.
But you can get it cinched down real tight and then it tucks back over itself and sticks. So like it just stays.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, why I did it was I can't find a clip for this holster that I have for a mag for an AR. The Molly clip broke on it when I tried to transfer it to a different belt. So I was having a hell of a time trying to get that lined up, and then Lawfully told me about this hack in a back chat, and so I finally got it rigged up. The Molly clips, they actually push it a little bit further away from your body, and it can still move like up and down, left or right. Dude, you cannot move this Velcro. I made a short on it, but I want to walk on. I want to get a few miles on the treadmill before I lock in my final decision. But I'm really happy with it. I really am. So
I'll check
I
your
haven't
video
gotten
out.
the.
I'll be right back.
I'll check your video out, Lawfully.
Okay. Yeah, so far it's just one live stream. Just
Oh, I thought you
filling
did
in
one on
whenever.
Velcro.
Oh no. If I get like a tripod or something where I can hold the phone and work in front of it or something, maybe I can do some like tabletop stuff. But
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know Muffin Top's not excited to spend a whole lot in the way of production value, and I'm even less motivated. I'm happy just talking to folks and being the
Well, it's dude.
being the
it's
moon
time
in his
consuming.
universe.
Yeah. A, it's time consuming. B, like I'm not gonna go buy cameras and shit just to talk to you guys. Like
Yeah,
I'm not a
me
fucking
either.
movie star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got real world shit to do, like fucking remodel my house to make Mama happy. What's
I
up, Pat?
prefer real live fucking content. All
Yeah,
that.
dude.
A lot of it's staged, and I just don't get into it.
I don't have
There
time
might
to
be some-
fucking spend 4 hours editing a video. Like, however I take it first take is how y'all fucking get it. Like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm just real with you. All right? I don't have time for it.
I'm not knocking you. I was just saying, like, as little production value, as little effort in production value as you want to spend both time and money, I want to spend probably the same or less.
Right. Well, nice thing with you though is at work you can like show a new gun or something on the counter if you have a break in people, you know, and the boss don't care.
Yeah.
Or like if you're on break, you can like show a product off the shelf that you know, you could say, hey man, we sold like 50 of these things this month. These things seem to be pretty, you know, good. We'll get you a review if somebody comes back with one broken or whatever. That's where you're going to shine is you can show all the new shit off without buying it all. That's going to help you out.
I get to touch it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You
There's
get
a
to
lot
figure
of
it
stuff
out.
that I don't ever get to shoot because, you know, I'm just like everybody else. To shoot it, I gotta leave with it, and to leave with it, I gotta pay for it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like
you know what I
Red
mean.
Skull. Just
When you
leave
get
others
that,
to the treasure I
Holosun in there,
myself cannot possess.
when you get that Holosun in there and the new Glock, I am looking to move some stuff around to pick up that new Glock, but I'll probably end up waiting on it and see if I can get a trade in from a police buddy, because they seem to trade in stuff every couple of years anyway. So if I be patient, I think I can get a really good deal on it. And of course, it's not like I need a brand new freaking pistol, duty grade with a dot on it for all my everyday day-to-day tasks. Like, I got 4 Glocks that are all set up exactly how I want them. It's not like I need a 5th Glock set up the exact same way. You know what I mean? It's not going to break my heart. It's not like I can carry 5 fucking pistols anyway.
We could.
Yeah, it was just not very practical.
Blackbeard did.
Boondock Saints that bitch.
All right, Justin B, you trying to log in on a phone or a desktop? He's having problems logging in. Sometimes you have to do it 3 or 4 times until you get it linked in. But yeah, you might want to click that download app.
You gotta change your browser.
Okay, yeah. Would you go through?
I use Firefox.
Okay, yeah. Try if you're going through Google browser, try a different browser.
Yeah, I just tried Chrome again just to play with it, and it was all messed up.
Okay, which is probably most people's default. I'll send you another link there, Justin B.
Now, were you talking about Il Duce? Like just pistol vest, pistol.
Yeah, the old guy with the white hair, he had the trench coat on, and he flaps the trench coat back. Doesn't he have like 6 guns under his coat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the revolvers. It's like there were 6 guys shooting. It's like, or one guy with 6 guns. It's like, that's fucking stupid. Shut up.
But what's the cat's name?
Oh man, I don't remember. I haven't seen that Man, you know they're making another Boondock?
Allegedly.
Shit.
I'll be
Yeah.
excited for it, but
Yeah, it'd be good.
it only took them 10 years to make the second one. So
Yeah, no shit. Well, of course, it's because Norman Reedus was doing shit. Now Walking Dead's pretty well dead. So,
I'd say he's still doing stuff.
yeah. I hope he's the new Ghost Rider. I really want him to be the new Ghost Rider. That would be awesome.
Way totally separate, like sphere of influence. But there's a like an indie cartoon on YouTube here that he voiced voiced one of the bad guy characters for like 2 or 3 episodes, and then didn't come back. So,
Right.
I don't know what the issue there was or not. But. If you want to watch a cartoon about Hitman demons from hell, Hell of a Boss.
There you go. All right, y'all. Let's do this bad boy. I also, Pat, you hit 50 subs today, buddy.
Did I?
Congratulations, Pat.
You're right at 50. Yeah. Don't look at Lawfully. He passed you up by 20.
I didn't. That must have been like a recent development because I didn't see that earlier, Dave. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of them.
Well, the Muffin Top doesn't have a lot of pull, like 2% pull on the entire world, but I used it all.
Outstanding.
All right, y'all. Oh, I need to make sure this is sharing. Whoops. We are gonna go and do the. Gonna do a lazy chat because I feel like shit. This is the Visit Jizza Rizza chat, and I'll try and knock out some videos for you guys this week. I got like 4 shorts. I'll probably roll out, and then videos from there. But yeah, they're going into a couple cool things, and something I think would be a very good idea for everybody to pick up. Justin B made it. What's up, Justin B? You'll have to take yourself off mute, my dude. All right, ready? Welcome, Justin B. Justin B has been killing it in the Discord, right? You're the one who put up 200 pounds of rice today, right? If I remember right. Let me see where that was at. Also, freaking Deuce Driver got a killer deal on that freaking Glock, bro. You see that? He got a Gen 5 with a dot for freaking under 4.
Yeah, I saw something this week from SHOT Show that I was excited about until I investigated the price. Glock's going to start offering OEM cut Gen 3 slides. Like if you want to get your old Glock MOS compatible with yeah. But then when I saw that they want like 360 street for it, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Also, you can get your slide cut for like $200, can't you?
100.
Yeah. And I know it's a brand thing. Like they're established, and at the same time that I was speaking it out loud to a coworker, somebody's ear perked up. So obviously there is a customer that is interested in that, but whatever. I mean, it's not something that really costs Glock any extra money. Maybe they'll blow them out in a year or two when they don't sell like they wanted. I don't know.
Right.
By then we'll probably be on a Gen 6 pistol.
It'll probably be pretty well the same. Yeah, just
people that are OCD.
200 pounds of rice, and he put up 6 pounds of tortillas for chicken and lettuce wraps, and 6 pounds. Put it in the freezer. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Food is getting expensive. I don't know how eggs and chicken are doing in your guys' area, but ours is skyrocketing.
Yeah, I also bought a bunch of chicken to put up today too.
Yeah, same. I've been looking for a deal on chicken and beef because I want to pressure can a bunch so I have shelf stable now that I have the ability to do that. The other I just had a water bath canner before, and you're not supposed to do it with that. So
I was gonna start getting the canning stuff this week, but ended up finding all that laundry detergent and stuff on sale and kind of blew my load on that.
Yeah. Calhoun said he binged that mess. Hell yeah, dude. Check out his Carrington Chronicles too. We're gonna hit that one up soon too. CNT, what's up, bro? I sent you a link if you want to hop in. Let me know. Demo Man Don said, oops. Now you good. And they're going back to the guy's base. You guys, don't be ruining the story for everybody else. How dare you?
You guys.
Yeah, check out Maccabeus' YouTube channel, guys. Mac has a pretty sick channel, man. He does a lot of stuff by hand himself, just like we all be talking about. Let's mute up.
The roar and boom of the fighter jets awoke me. I opened my eyes to see Lucille, Jack's wife, stitching my leg up. I told Lucille, I didn't know you were a nurse. She replied I wasn't. I was a veterinary assistant. It wasn't a perfect stitch job, but what would have to do. They found the penicillin I had brought home. Lucille said without that, the infection could have killed me in a few weeks. It was already approaching dusk when I woke up. I'd been sleeping for 14 plus hours. My first real sleep since the world went to shit. Nothing came easy anymore. I had to explain to my wife that her mom's apartment was no longer there, burnt to the ground with only the concrete foundation remaining. Her car wasn't there. She was most likely stuck at work when the EMP detonated. I knew most likely we'd never see her again, even if she was still alive. Her state job was in the urban city, which was most likely complete chaos, destruction, and death now. I told Jack and Eddie about the marauders I ran across less than a half mile from our street. I terminated 2 of the bastards, but according to Dale, at the group home, there were more. There were dozens upon dozens of houses burned out. I'm down to 8 packs of cigarettes. It was imperative that we remain vigilant in our neighborhood. Eddie said there had been heavy air traffic all day long. Majority of the jets looked to be Russian, he said. For every 1 American jet, he had seen close to 10 Russian jets. I decided to check the ham radio, try and gather any information we could.
This is an emergency action notification. The following message is transmitted at the request of the President of the United States. This is not a test. President Barack Obama has hereby issued nationwide martial law for all 48 continental United States effective immediately. The states of Alaska and Hawaii are not included. Attacks against this country are occurring and more attacks are very likely. These attacks are considered
military,
to be acts of
police,
terrorism
anybody.
from an unknown
7
origin.
days now.
Attacks by means of gunfire,
What are they talking
bombings,
about?
and abducting have occurred all along the East Coast and are quickly spreading to the central and Midwestern states. American citizens are in danger. It is unlikely that these attacks will cease anytime soon.
Holy shit.
These terrorists have already claimed
Can't believe
hundreds of
this.
thousands of lives within the past 12 and a half hours. For your safety, you must stay inside your home. Lock all doors and windows and seek inner refuge on the lowest floor of your home. Make sure you have essential supplies, including food and water that will last for your stay at home. Rationing may be necessary. Martial law means that citizens in the affected area are being prohibited from leaving their homes without
Hundreds
written
of thousands
consent from
dead.
authorities. If you are not currently in your home, you must head there right now. You are being given the next 30 minutes to leave your current location to return to your residence before law enforcement begins to take action. If you are more than 30 minutes away from your residence, you may be required to get an escort from local authorities. Those caught on the street during this martial law are putting themselves in danger and will be arrested. Stand by for this message.
I just can't believe
This is an emergency action
what this world has turned into.
An emergency action notification remains in effect. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. As of 10:54 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a portion of the Russian fighters over the Northeast were defeated by the National Guard. However, The second wave has arrived, despite an attempt by the Air Force to shoot them down. The second wave is targeting the following cities: Miami, Atlanta, Richmond, Washington.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Wix.
And
Cleveland, Lexington, Nashville, and Dallas. The bombers are carrying nuclear weapons, which can produce fallout. If you are in or near the listed cities, set a fallout shelter now. If you cannot find one, the National Guard will lead you to one. Do not try to take on any Russian fighters. You risk your life. If you do so, the National Guard is working to take care of the situation. Only emerge from your fallout shelter if you have been given clearance from the proper authorities. To do so, remember to take a battery-powered radio with you, along with all necessary supplies. Tune to 770 AM for more
for
information.
the wave of Russian fighter jets. My family, Eddie, Jack, and Lucille, all heard the emergency broadcast. Eddie questioned if we should evacuate and head to our city's FEMA camp. Jack and I both knew better. It was day 7 now. It was too late to bug out, and I sure as hell was not taking my family to a FEMA camp. I wondered if it was just an aerial invasion, or if there were going to be troops on the ground too. As bad as it was, I couldn't help but think of the 80s version of Red Dawn. We convinced Eddie he needed to stay here. We were already a small group of 7. We couldn't afford to lose anyone. 7 days in, martial law was the word. I hadn't seen any signs of National Guard, military, or police. Just marauders, thugs, and assassins. I told Jack and Eddie it'd be a good idea if each of us did an inventory of our supplies. By the sounds of things, help didn't seem like it would be showing up at our doorstep anytime soon. What was left of the National Guard and military now had more pressing needs. Jack and Eddie returned home to go through their inventory. I headed to the basement to do the same. Ammunition was priority 1. Over 10,000 rounds of 5.56. 1,400 rounds of 12 gauge. 30 plus rounds of 9mm for the Beretta I'd pulled off the Marauders on day 3. And 3 rounds for that Mosin Nagant I had scavenged as well. I moved to what food I kept for my preps. Over 150 pounds of rice, 75 pounds of pasta, 30 jars of sauce, 90 packs of ramen, 56 packages of Mountain House, 50 pounds of beans, 16 cans of soup, 42 cans of vegetables, and 22 cans of raviolis and SpaghettiOs. I had multiple boxes of cereals, 4 big boxes of oatmeal, 6 boxes of pancake mix. I kept a supply of snacks for my kids too. It could be a big morale boost at a time like this. What I never got into, regrettably, was canning meat. My wife and kids were not meat eaters, but I was. We were still eating from the pantry and cupboards in the kitchen. We hadn't touched any of my stock, but that's going to change in the next day or so. I was in good shape with water too. I had 5 7-gallon jugs filled, 5 6-gallon jugs, and over 125 1-gallon Poland Spring jugs still left. I kept Kool-Aid mix and lemonade mix for when the taste of water became too bland. I also stocked Gatorade bottles. I had over 50 of those, 4 12-packs of Mountain Dew, and 6 2-liters of it. The water bob in my tub was about half full, probably 50 gallons left in it. I was never a 1%er in terms of wealth, but when it came to preps, I damn sure was now. I figured Jack and Eddie would soon be running out of food. Jack, Eddie, and I reconvened before I took my turn at my first night watch. With the sleep I had gotten, I was the most rested. Eddie had the 100 rounds of 12 gauge I'd given him with the Maverick 88. He was reduced to 2 pounds of pasta, 8 cans of canned goods, 3 days of vegetables from his garden. He was down to his last case of bottled water. Jack had 720 rounds exactly for his 2 handguns. I figured he'd had about 5 days of food left for he and his wife Lucille. He said he only had 3 gallons of water left before resorting to his hot water tank and tanks on the toilet. I didn't even give it a second thought. I offered him one of my 7-gallon containers. With darkness set in, it was time to hunker down for the night. That's when we heard a voice yelling, "Jack! Jack! Jack!" It was Jack's 45-year-old son. "Ah, shit," I muttered out loud. Jack heard me. He knew I didn't care much for his son, Chris. Eddie didn't either. He had just recently moved out from Jack's house. What kind of person referred to their father by first name anyway? I had had a few confrontations with him in the past. He'd come rolling into the driveway at all hours of the night, blasting music, presumably drunk. Never once seen him cut the grass or shovel snow. Shit, 2 years ago, Jack had had a heart attack. Chris never stepped up. Eddie and I took turns maintaining Jack's yard. The son of the bitch had the audacity one day to tell me to stop cutting the grass because I woke him up at 4:30 in the afternoon. This was just going to be another mouth to feed. And I knew it wouldn't be long before Chris started trouble.
To amuse you.
I think we actually replayed that chapter last time. Sorry, guys. Just go with it. We'll finish this one and then see where we're at.
Sure.
Yeah.
Aye.
He's only lived about a half mile from our neighborhood. He said he ran out of food and water and decided to come back home to his parents. He showed up with no supplies except the 3 cases of natty ice he said he looted from the gas station next to his house. Him showing up at a time like this was the last thing we needed. He'd been twice divorced and had fathered 4 children by 4 different women. A real piece of shit. He said it's the end of the world, so we might as well drink up. I told Jack, I understand that's your son, and if you want to harbor him, that's your choice. But I'm laying down some rules. No drinking, no drugs, no guns. And if I see you as so much look in the direction of my wife and kids, I'll put a bullet between your eyes. He didn't take too kindly to my promise. He said, "Who made you judge, jury, and executioner?" I told Chris, "I did. That's who. Don't like it? Then leave." Jack tried to settle things down. He told Eddie and I that Chris would be his responsibility and not to worry about it. I said it'd be best if everyone returned to their houses and I would man night watch. Jack and Chris returned to their house, minus the natty ice that he showed up with. Eddie was on the same page with me regarding Chris. I told Eddie, "Go rest up. I've got tonight covered." My solar-powered motion lights in the house were the only outdoor lights in the entire neighborhood. I figured they were making my house a target and decided to remove them. Air traffic was still going on at night. The city and the designated FEMA camp was northeast of my house, about 7 miles away. I witnessed fighter jets lighting up the area with bombs and gunfire. From the looks of this, and what I heard on the ham radio, it looked like the Russians were targeting the metropolitan cities where the FEMA camps were set up. I could only imagine how many people have died in the first week. It had to be millions upon millions dead across the country. Martial law was declared, but who the hell was enforcing it? I'd seen a few American fighter jets in the air, but no one on the ground. 8 days in, no help on the horizon. It was just us. If I could go back in time, I would have made sure I was part of a large community of like-minded people with at least 1 or 2 spots to bug out to. Truthfully, I knew we were sitting ducks in this neighborhood. Bombs being dropped just 7 short miles away. The city was on fire. Anyone who took the government's advice to evacuate to the FEMA camps were probably long dead by now. The silence on the street was eerie at night, and even during the day. No cars, no TVs, no cell phones, just darkness. I wasn't sure how many houses were still occupied. The night before, I had seen candles in a few, but not many. I decided come morning, I'd recruit Eddie. We'd go house to house and find out who was still left. I'd lived on this street for 9+ years and had gotten to know name and face at most of the houses. It would be a risky mission, but I felt the payoff would be worth it. We needed more numbers for security to help protect our neighborhood. There was power in numbers now. I could hear screams coming from a nearby street. I could only imagine what the cause was. I can't emphasize enough how much this world has changed. Burglary, assault, rape, and murder was all too common now. The screams continued. It sounded to be coming from the area where I'd killed the 2 marauders. About a half mile from my house. I was on high alert, but decided not to investigate. I did not want to leave the immediate area and leave our 3 houses defenseless. The sun would be rising soon, and we could check it out then. With each passing fighter jet, I wondered if our time would be up. Would they decide today was the day to level our neighborhood? How long before we witnessed a ground invasion? I was counting down the minutes till sunrise. Each sunrise meant we made it through another night. Each night seemed to be longer than the previous. Jack, Eddie, and I would reconvene each morning after the night watch, wrapped at sunrise. My wife would put together some oatmeal, pancakes, or Mountain House scrambled eggs. It was difficult on her and my kids being cooped up in the house 24/7. This was their summer vacation, a time when you make memories, go to amusement parks, vacations, movies, or lounging in the pool. This was no world for children to live in. Eddie radioed Jack and I saying he was on his way out for our morning meeting. Jack called back saying he was ready too. Our meetings used to take place in my backyard, but with an aerial threat, we had moved them into my garage. My wife had maple brown sugar oatmeal waiting for us. I asked Jack how Chris was during the night. He said he was fine and reassured me again he wouldn't be a problem. I wasn't buying it, but I decided to move on to the next topic. I told the 2 of them that I witnessed the jets bombing the city. I figured they were laying waste to all the urban cities via air before they possibly start with a ground invasion. We didn't live in a major metropolitan city. Total population was about 250,000. It was awful to think, but I hoped that they were still focusing on the big cities. I moved on to the screams I heard around the corner that were about 2 hours old now. I then just suggested we go door to door on our street and try and find out who's still here and who's not. I asked Eddie if he was up for a recon mission and to see where the screams came from. I was hesitant to bring Eddie along now that Chris was back at Jack's, but venturing out solo was incredibly dangerous. I'd leave my wife the Beretta 90 series, and she always had the walkie-talkie with her. We'd only venture a half mile out and could return very quickly. We'd finish breakfast and immediately head out. I handed Eddie one of my bandoliers and told him to fill it up with 50 rounds. I'd meet him at his house in 15 minutes. I was ready, still wearing my chest rig from the night watch, with 6 magazines attached. I told my wife to keep the walkie on, and if Chris started any shit, don't be afraid to put him down. She asked me why we needed to go out. I told her those screams were too close for comfort and could be coming from our street tonight. My leg still bothered me, but the penicillin and stitches had helped fight off an infection. I promised her we'd be back ASAP and kissed her goodbye. I walked outside across the street to Eddie's. He was already sweating profusely. I could tell he was uneasy with nerves. In his 56 years, he'd never shot a gun. He was armed with a Maverick 88, fully loaded with 50 rounds of double-aught buckshot over his shoulder. It had been a good 2 hours since I had last seen a fighter jet. At the first sound of one, we'd have to immediately take cover to try and avoid being noticed. Now that it was just he and I, we could discuss the black cloud of Chris. Eddie was on board with the rules I laid down on him last night. He didn't trust him and he never cared for him too. My biggest concern was Chris dividing Jack against us. Things had gone very smoothly when it was just the three of us. Eddie and I navigated the 500 yards of our street out to the main road with no issues. I told him the screams had come from the vicinity of where I engaged in a firefight 2 days before. We headed west, and I could still see the trees and telephone pole blocking the road. What I didn't see were the two bodies I had left there. I whispered to Eddie, make sure the safety's off, and be ready. The smell of the older lady rotting in the car had Eddie vomiting. There went the oatmeal he just had eaten. I told him the bodies were gone. Somebody had moved them. I knew there were more guys in that group than the two I had taken out. We approached the blockade in the road carefully, when on the other side, I discovered where the screams came from. This time I almost vomited. It looked to be a family of 5. The reason I said it looked to be was because each person was completely dismembered. I could count 5 torsos with legs, arms, and heads all scattered about. Eddie couldn't even look. He was visibly upset, shaking from head to toe. He asked me who would do such a grotesque thing. Why would they do it? Shit. I knew the answer. I'd left a guy from the gas station decapitated that night. The rest of his group must have found them, decided to do even worse to the first group of people they came across. What Eddie found next struck me to my nerves. There were arrows on the road made out of blood, pointing in the direction of our street. I told him, come on, let's go. The blood was still wet. We need to get home and get ready. They intended to come our way next. We wasted no time returning back home, a mere 20 minutes after we initially left. There will be no sleep today after the all-nighter on watch. It was still morning, but we were now on high alert. We went immediately to Jack's house to tell him what we had discovered. Chris was still asleep in the basement. Lucille, who was hard of hearing, now was deaf with no batteries for her hearing aids. I expected this group to show up tonight. They seemed to operate nocturnally. The three of us needed to form a plan and be ready for the coming attack. Even noon yet. We had 8+ hours before darkness would fall. I was the only one armed with a rifle who could take down a target at extended distances. I was honest with my wife and children, told them about the impending danger. I had a hidden room in the basement that was under the stairs. It wasn't very big, only 2 foot by 4 foot. Enough room for the three of them to hide with room for water and food provisions. Jack, Eddie, and I would immediately start preparations. I had 30 pounds of tannerite, some glass jars, and a whole hell of a lot of nails. The oak trees that lined the street would be the perfect spot to hang them from. I had 2 dozen Enola Gay smoke grenades that may come in handy as well. Eddie and my yards were both completely fenced in with stockade fences. Jack was not as fortunate. I mixed up the tannerite and the nail bombs, carefully producing 8 jars. I split them up, went both in the north and south directions of my street. I had about 3 dozen caltrops I'd litter our yards with too. Eddie worked hard on making nail boards with the excess wood he had laying around in the garage. I told Jack and Eddie I felt like we were preparing for the purge. Neither had any idea what I was referencing. I had no idea how many of these shitbags would be showing up. Could be 2, could be 10. But we'd have to be as ready as we could be. Air traffic was suspiciously quiet throughout the day. No signs of either Russian or American jets all morning. This afternoon, Chris finally showed his face from Jack's basement. He asked what we were up to. Jack filled him in on what we were preparing for. He immediately asked for a gun to protect himself. No effing way, I said. I don't like you, and I don't trust you. Jack, do not give him one, I commanded. Jack tried to convince Eddie and I that 4 armed men are better than 3. Not when that 4th guy was Chris. Eddie wavered and was considering Jack's idea. This was the division I had feared. We were preparing for an imminent attack, and we were wasting time arguing whether to let Chris be armed or not. I'd grown to trust Eddie and Jack over the years. Trust was not something I easily granted people. Now in a WROL event, trust was an even bigger issue. There was no fear of the justice system or incarceration to stop someone from showing their true colors. I told Chris, take your ass back inside while you still had the opportunity to do so. He wasn't moving fast enough, so I raised my AR to him. I told him I never point a gun at someone without meaning it. Jack, I hate to put you in this spot, but as long as I'm here, there's no reason for him to show his face. I'm giving you till the count of 5 to turn around and go back inside. Chris took the warning to heart and disappeared. Jack was none too happy with me, but I didn't care. My number one concern was protecting my wife and kids. I suggested the 2 of them go recharge with some lunch and hydrate. It's going to be a long night. I would stay outside and be on watch while things cooled down between us. Eddie had manufactured 16 nail boards and had spray painted them camo with the paint I supplied. We carefully had positioned them in neighboring yards to give us fair warning if anyone was approaching. Between those, the caltrops, and the tannerite explosives, I felt good. In all honesty, these security measures should have been in place days ago. I just never could have imagined or predicted how fast the world would have went to shit. My wife and kids were now living in a constant state of fear. I felt terrible for the 2. A few short weeks ago, I sometimes thought to myself, I wanted SHTF to happen. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Now that it was here, I couldn't have been more wrong. It was a sick world where tomorrow was not promised. As I stood outside watching over our houses, I heard Lucille, Jack's wife, scream. I yelled to my wife to go to the safe room. I radioed Jack, but he didn't answer. And then I heard a gunshot echo from the house. Jesus Christ, what's going on? I headed over with my rifle ready, finger ready on the trigger. Eddie came out of his front door with a Maverick 88. We tried Jack again, but silence on our end. I told Eddie I'd go around back, you go in the front, and be ready. I glanced in the bay window from the backyard and seen Lucille laying in a pool of blood. Chris standing over her. Jack was on his knees beside her. Chris had one of Jack's revolvers in his right hand and a bottle of liquor in his left hand. He raised the gun to Jack's head. That's when I fired a round through the window, striking him. He fell down, but I wasn't sure if he was dead. I tried making my way through the sliding glass door, but it was locked. Before I could break the window, Eddie came around the corner inside and fired the final shot. A double-aught buckshot to Chris's face, a fatal blow. His first time firing a gun was to kill someone. 2 bodies laid across the living room. Lucille had suffered a fatal round to her head, delivered by her own son. Jack was hysterical. They'd been married 49 years. Their 50th wedding anniversary was less than a month away. We both consoled Jack and asked what happened. He said after Chris returned inside, he went straight for the hard liquor. Lucille had asked him to stop drinking repeatedly, but to no avail. Chris had gotten a hold of Jack's backup handgun, and when Lucille tried to take the bottle from him, he shot her, execution style, killing his own mother over a bottle of booze. I radioed my wife, told her Lucille and Chris were both dead, and to remain sheltered in place. Eddie was sick to his stomach over what he had done. I assured him it was the right thing, or Jack would have been next. Eddie had most likely blown his right eardrum from the blast of the shotgun echoing in the enclosed room. The confidence I had earlier was wavering fast for what may be coming later. Jack was not going to be in the right place mentally. Eddie's hearing was affected, and I was still dealing with a stitched-up leg. I asked Jack if he needed time to say goodbye to his beloved wife. We had gone from a well-thought-out plan to complete chaos in 10 short minutes. I grabbed a shovel and started digging a hole in Jack's backyard while Eddie stood on watch. Dusk was fast approaching, and no one knew for sure what it would bring. I felt for Jack. I couldn't imagine seeing my own wife executed in front of me. I dug in the sandy soil as quickly as possible, preparing Lucille's final resting place. I suggested to Eddie Jack should stay with him at his house. There was no reason for him to remain at his house, having flashbacks to the horror every time he walked into his living room. Eddie agreed without hesitation. About an hour had passed, and the hole was finally ready. Jack had wrapped her body in a bedsheet. Eddie and I carried Lucille out back carefully, lowering her into the shallow grave. Jack insisted on burying her body by himself. Eddie asked what he wanted us to do with Chris's body. Jack replied, leave it there and let it rot. Well, Jack finished covering her body.
Go between your butt cheeks, down between your schnitzel sack, and just sniff the suds, and you go.
I was totally going to mute that, but that's hilarious.
Okay, that's what she's talking about. What happens is the pH is so high, it actually accelerates the odor reaction. When you raise the pH, you accelerate the metabolic rate of those bacteria. You rinse off the soap, but the pH is still very high. And it takes about 6 hours for your skin to recover to get down to the healthy acid mantle pH. It's causing body odor to accelerate on your skin in a way that if we weren't using soap and we were acidifying the routine, we would smell even better. Right out of the shower, we would smell better longer throughout the day. We would definitely smell better naked everywhere. Because this is acidified, it's actually holding your skin at the healthy.
Eddie and I decided to
Public service announcement, wash your shit.
grab any and all supplies from inside to move next door to Eddie's house. Food, water, ammo, medical, hygiene, clothes, everything we could, so Jack would never have to come back here again. We threw everything in a wheelbarrow to minimize trips. Fortunately, they lived next door to each other and the trips were short. I'd been awake over 24 hours now, hadn't eaten a thing since breakfast. On our last trip back to Eddie's, 4 houses down on the opposite side of the street, at Dave's house, we heard windows shatter. It was go time. This was it. I asked Eddie if he was ready to battle. Before he could answer, my wife radioed, said it was an emergency, and I needed to hear this. I told her now's not the time. She said, shut up. You need to listen to this.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. A foreign invasion is taking place in Washington, D.C. by the Russian military. At 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, large numbers of paratroopers were seen in the skies over Alexandria, Virginia. It is unknown if the invasion stems from the terrorist attack on Moscow International Airport, which was blamed on the U.S. The armed forces have been dispatched to deal with the situation. All citizens are required to evacuate or get into a hidden shelter with plenty of provisions. The National Guard is evacuating civilians from various locations. Police or National Guardsmen will lead you to an evacuation zone. All emergency service personnel and all guardsmen are to report to their posts effective immediately. Do not be alarmed. If you see a military presence, they are there for your safety. Repeating, a foreign invasion is taking place in Washington, D.C. by the Russian military. We interrupt this program. This is a national emergency. Important details follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. NASA has detected a nuclear missile launched from Russia, headed towards the United States. While it is unknown where this missile will detonate, all U.S. citizens should find a fallout shelter. Update: the bomb has detonated over the White House. It has produced fallout. Cities in the region, east of Columbus, north of Atlanta, south of Buffalo, and on the East Coast, should shelter in place. Cover all door cracks, shut windows, turn off ventilation, and make sure you have plenty of rations. The President of the United States will be speaking on all channels shortly. Stand by for the message.
All right. Shit. Anybody want to take that one first? What'd you take away from that? What'd you learn? Let me check the chat here.
Well, that guy's probably the prime example of a lot of things a prepper shouldn't do or be. And
The main guy?
Huh?
The main guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does some bozo shit. Like we covered in the earlier panel, he should have been out on day 1 and 2, getting to know all of his neighbors. He should have been doing that beforehand, but getting security set up and everything. If he'd have done stuff on day 1, 2, or 3, by day 7, he had likely known what the screams were over 3 blocks away. You know, and the whole idea is not just to get your community, your block working together, but expanding out and getting other blocks to work together and having a network of people work together. I know that's easier said than done, but if you're not putting in the footwork to get it done, it's not ever going to happen either.
I 100% agree with that. You got to build that community early. I want to touch on the son that showed up with nothing. And there's going to be a lot of people, you know, we all hear it like, I'm going to come to your house in the event that this happens. Well, you're going to have family members the same exact way. There's shitty people in every fucking family. There's shitty people in every fucking town. There's just shitty people, man. How are you going to deal with that? You need to have that figured out now. And if he would have hung out with his neighbors and came up with a plan beforehand, they may have had an SOP in place for this situation. Who wants it next?
You stole the thunder.
No.
I like that he wasn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
I like that when he was standing post and he heard the screams, he didn't turn into the last action hero and have to go figure out what was going on.
Yeah, that's true. And quite frankly, I think that's right. I mean, you only have so many people, so many resources. You can't be Superman.
And unless your son has been like a giant piece of shit, you're gonna let your son in. I mean, it takes a lot to estrange a father and a son from each other, and unless that threshold has been reached, I don't care how he shows up. I'm gonna let my son in.
The guy that got shot, that was shot the other person, was that the guy that was a drunk and worthless father and all that? Was that the same guy?
Yeah, the one who shot Lucille, his wife. Yeah.
Okay.
The worthless son shot the mom.
I believe everybody's a resource, but if he had that much doubt about the guy that he wouldn't give him a gun in a bad situation like that, he made a bad decision and should never let that guy in the first place.
I 100% agree.
I believe in helping people. I believe in people being a resource, to a community. But if I can't trust you to be armed, you probably either need to be gone or in chains at a minimum.
Yeah, when the neighbors just flat don't want you to look at his daughters and wife, problem. Hopefully you guys set yourself up so you don't have that situation, right?
Well, you're going to have people show up, no matter who you are, probably. So there's going to be a discernment that's going to happen, with each individual. Even having questions to ask them, and you can ask people trick questions to get them to give up other information about who they really are,
Right. How many walkers have you killed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm suspicious to a fault in real life.
Yeah. Switched on. You're in conditioned butterscotch all the time, baby.
In regards to the end of the chapter there, he said that he's been up for over 24 hours. And as somebody that does that, like usually about once a week, you start getting loopy. And I don't know how else to explain it other than the waka wakas. Like your head, it feels like somebody is taking your head and like waka waka, back and forth.
That's one of the drills that I do in my personal life as a survivalist. Is I'll do like a 3-day stint with no sleep, and I think everybody may be a little different because by the end of day 2, I'm starting to experience a lot of stuff like that. I do pretty good up through day 1 and into day 2, but then I start experiencing shadow people and weird noises in your ears, and but I think everybody ought to be doing them kind of drills too, so you know how you're going to react and what's real and what's not. You don't want to be hearing, you don't want to be seeing sounds outside the wire that's not there.
Yeah, you start fucking losing conversations to the shadow people, you all fucked up.
Same with food. I think people ought to go, 3 days without food and see how they react, and it's all part of conditioning and it's part of the mindset to get your mind right for if you really believe it's going to go down a bad road in this world.
Yeah, maybe a fast might not be a bad deal. Maybe we could all do a challenge on a fast, because that's a legit thing. And then you'll realize, hey, you do that with a kid. Okay, you might mentally be able to handle a fast, but an 8-year-old kid, no fucking clue, man.
Yeah, carry on normal life. Go out and work every day and do all the things that you'd normally do, and go without food.
They say there's the rules of 3. You can go 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter. What is it? 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food.
Yep.
But I watched some video on survival, and it said, yeah, they say you can go 3 days without water, but after 24 hours of no water, your muscles start to cramp up, and you can't hardly function after 24 hours with no water.
Yeah.
In an austere environment,
Yes.
So
yeah,
it's not. That's like you're gonna die at the end of 3 days. It's not like you're operating at 100%, and then at the end of the 3rd day, you just drop dead.
Yeah, by the end of the first 24 hours, your kidneys, you'll feel like horrendous pains in your kidneys and shit in your back.
Well, that's a little bit depressing. I think we're going to end it there tonight, guys. People are started falling off. I think Honda's live. I don't know if I think I'm going to bail on Honda's tonight. I'm kind of tired. Feel like shit. I'm going to call it. Anything else anybody took away from this? The round count and the food count. I think that might be why I wanted to re-listen to the other one again, because Pat brought it up last time. He's like, well, that's not shit for food storage. That's not a year.
Yeah.
You know, this guy grows a lot in between series. But to be fair, he has a lot more than most people do. And if we had 10 more guys like that in our town, just the way set up exactly the way this guy is, ammo count and food count, that'd be a blessing because, you know, extend it all. So,
Well, another thing to keep in mind, just because you're the prepper and maybe some other person didn't prepare, to take feedback from the rest of the community, because somebody out there might be just a little bit smarter than you. And if he'd have been out working in his community and by day 2, he might have run across somebody that was very like-minded saying, yeah, we need to get some security up. This is going to go fucking batshit crazy here in about another day or so, you know. And
right.
I'll always be willing to listen to other people. Just because you're the one that put the food away don't mean you're the smartest either. Listen to other people's ideas.
100%.
Or hear their ideas, not listen to them and follow them, but hear other people's ideas and be willing to be flexible with it. Sorry, go ahead.
The group that I was in, the AP3, we had the guy that was in charge simply just because he was there the longest. But in realizing that he wasn't like the tactical master, the plan was, if anything were to ever go down, there's another guy in our group that was former Army that was supposed to take over if, you know, like combat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So delegating to the people that know shit, just because you're, you know, end up being the de facto leader somehow, doesn't mean that you're going to be the best, have the most knowledge in every situation. Have good people around you, I guess, is what I'm trying
Calhoun
to say.
said, I saw that you on people at Walmart today, knee brass key plate. Yeah, I'm lost on that one. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it here, everybody. I know some people have binged this series already. It's a good series, eye-opening. I mean, we're all gonna do stuff different, but just listening to these scenarios, hopefully, you pick up a couple things of what to do, what not to do. Having stuff like all the extra spray paint and nails and stuff, you know, people might be able to work like that guy putting together nail boards, but you don't have any spray paint to camo it up. Man, if you got 40 cans of camo spray paint in the garage, you know, that's an asset. That's something that not a lot of people stack. It's a really good idea.
Well,
You know what I mean?
That doesn't really have a real long shelf life either. You know, you get like 3 or 4 years in, some of that may not spray for you.
Well, you know, hopefully you're rattle canning enough shit that you can have that. But you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not the best stack, but that's something that not a lot of people are going to think about. So maybe when everybody's hitting up the food, you're going through the hardware store, grabbing some piping and
just regular paint.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You don't need spray paint, just regular paint.
And the spray cans, once they lose their fizz, you can poke a hole in them and still get the paint out of them. Shake it up real good before you do so it's mixed. You can still mix with it just by hand instead of spraying it.
Oh yeah.
And if you seal the paint cans good enough, you store them upside down, then they don't dry out on top. They dry out on the bottom. So when you open them again, there's not like a stuck skin on top.
And don't let them freeze.
Yeah, don't let them freeze.
Oh, we saw a Nebraska plate at the Wally World. Yeah, what's up, bro? Nice. Yep, but keep prepping, keep stacking, y'all. A lot of big moves in the new administration. There's going to be stuff met with extreme prejudice one of these days. Be on the lookout for some bad actors to be moving. Stay ready, stay vigilant, get your body in better shape than when you started. It's going to help you in the long run. So, yeah, animal trapping's great. CNT, you're right.
Learn how to build box traps.
All kinds of shit, man.
You can build box traps out of just scrap shit. If you don't have any like foot traps or the live catches, stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Build a paper library, 100%. Get books. I've been on the lookout. R keeps looking at a book at a different store for canning and stuff, and I was looking at some of the other books, and it's, Backyard Chickens 101 and how to build a cabin from logs, and, local code and building code and how to build shed to house books at all the home improvement stores. Some of them are like $5 for a whole book, dude. Buy that shit and stock it up. Fucking read it and then stock it up so you can reference it later. Put some sticky notes or tabs on it somewhere so you can quick reference your shit.
Get medical books, the apothecary type stuff.
Hell yeah. We're going to wind this one down, y'all. Deuces. Appreciate y'all hopping in here. Make sure you check out everybody on the panel. They all have a channel. Muffin Top out.